Chip Kelly's on the market. Okay? Now, you have to be reasonable about it. And it's not reasonable to say, hey, Minnesota should hire Chip Kelly. Is Chip Kelly out of a job? Yes. Does he want to take another job? He told Bruce Feldman from Fox Sports that all options are on the table, right? He's willing to listen. But the idea that he would take Minnesota, who's coming off, by the way, a 9-win season, first since 2003, won the Holiday Bowl, fired their coach Tracy Claeys because he tweeted support for his players who at the time were boycotting the bowl game because 10 were being investigated for sexual assault and a Title IX investigation. But Chip Kelly is on the market. And so the question becomes, would you dust off your guy because you're bumping into the ceiling? As much as you could say there's not much precedent for it, there absolutely is. There absolutely, positively is. Rick Renteria was the manager of the Chicago Cubs. Remember that? And what happened? I mean, the way in which it went down is even more interesting than the fact that it did go down. The general manager of the Tampa Bay Rays got out of his deal and left and went to the L.A. Dodgers. Right? Andrew Friedman went to the L.A. Dodgers. When he went to the L.A. Dodgers, that triggered a clause. It triggered a clause in which Joe Maddon could get out of his current contract, at the time current contract, with the Tampa Bay Rays and be a free agent. He opted out knowing that he would be a hot commodity. And the Cubs, who had during the previous season gone 73-89, though they were clearly on the way up with a young, vibrant roster, decided to dust Rick Renteria after just one season and turn to Joe Maddon. And they did so because Maddon had taken a young group and won a World Series. And look, for the record, I don't know if Rick Renteria couldn't have done everything Joe Maddon did. Right? They had the best roster. That roster is flammable, by the way. Anybody who tells you all those Cubbies love it and they're in it and they're going to stay forever, that ain't going to happen. You got a lot of egos in that clubhouse. And he mismanaged the bullpen massively and survived just because of their talent alone, right? Or the lack thereof starting talent because of injuries with the Cleveland Indians. But nonetheless, they erased a curse of over 100 years, and the Cubs are World Series champions. So it becomes a part of your vernacular. Would you Renteria your guy to bring in Chip Kelly? Now, there's a couple of things you need to know. Okay, first, Chip Kelly ain't recruiting. Okay, will he do it? Yeah. Okay, and he understands that without the Willie Lyles of the world, all the success, the 44-5 record that he had at Oregon goes out the window. You're going to have to make a couple of deals with the devil and get some of these dudes in order to make. But he's only going to a place in which you can win a national championship. Once you've been 44-5, you're not going to a place at Minnesota where you're the 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th best program in your conference. I'll grant you Minnesota is on the easy side of the bracket, the Big Ten West as opposed to the Big Ten East. Big Ten East has Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Penn State. Good luck there. But he's not going to Minnesota. Would you dust your guy?